Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. This video is a bit late because it did come out a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to be giving my reaction to this new transgender policy in Boston that everyone's been speaking about at the moment. So let's read this, then I'll give my reaction. So the minor Bostoners under the age of 18 must compete at the birth gender in weight classes outlined in the US bottom rule book. Wow. USA bottom will only communicate with minors with a parent or legal guiding present. For boxers over 18, USA bottom follows the guidance of the IOC's 2015 consensus meeting decision in Transgender Athletics Federation of India and its National Amateur Athletic Federation and the 2022 United States Olympic Paralympic Committee medical and scientific discussion pertaining to transgender athletes in sports, which cites studies from the Boston Children's Hospital, Sports Medicine, and Harvard Medical School Teaching Hospital. Normal range of testosterone, which is kind of Ben's favourite, isn't it? For males, is defined as more than 10 millimoles per litre, and normal range of testosterone for females is less than 3.1 millimoles per litre. A boxer who transitions from a male to female is eligible to compete in the female category under the following conditions, which is an absolute disgrace, by the way, an absolute joke. But we'll move. The athlete has declared that their gender identity is female, and the competed gender ringside from surgery. Well, first things first. If that person has a dick, he's fucking male. Simple as that. Simple as that. There's none of this, oh, I want to be a female. You're male. Simple as that. The athlete for a minimum of 4 years after surgery has had quality hormone testing and presents USA Boston documentation of hormone levels. The athlete must demonstrate that her total testosterone, well, let's change that her to he, so that his total testosterone level in serum has below 5 millimoles needed for at least 48 months prior to the first competition, with the first requirement for any period to be based on confidential case-by-case evaluation, considering whether or not 48 months is sufficient length of time to minimise any advances in women's competition. The athlete's total testosterone level in serum must remain below the 5 millimoles throughout the period of the desired ability to compete in the female category. Absolute joke, people. Absolute joke. Absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, people. Like I said before, Elle Spencer said it. Like full male bosses have said it. If you have a dick and you're supposed to be, and you want to be female, I'm sorry, you're a male. Simple as that. This is madness, people. This is absolute madness. If they're allowed to compete, and it's all gonna end in tears. It's all gonna end in tears, people. And I'll say, I told you so. It's all gonna end in tears because it takes a legitimate woman who is a legitimate woman who has a, I don't know how to say it. Well, who doesn't have a dick. Let's say that. Who doesn't have a dick. To get hurt by someone who is actually a male. And men, and the male, the male are done be stronger than women, aren't they? Bottom. Different muscles. And it also happen, it's going to all end in tears. So it's all going to end in tears. And Piers Morgan, with his doofus eyeballs, with the first one to be first in the queue. Oh, I want to report on this. When he's one of the biggest hypocrites out there, Piers Morgan, and one of the biggest flip-flops out there. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But you shouldn't be surprised, people. You shouldn't be surprised. It's the USA for you. They don't give a shit over there. They don't give a shit over there with their bottom. They just allow anyone in. They allow Conor Benning. They allow Conor Benning, who is suspended in the UK. Oh, but to boxing in American swords. This is a thing for you. This is the USA for you. They don't give a shit, people. They don't give a shit. They will go ahead with it. The USA. Because they don't give a shit. To be fair, that country hasn't given a shit about anything. Let's be real. Let's be real about it. In terms of sport, in terms of doping, in terms of now introducing a transgender policy. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. If you don't have transgender people, it just don't make sense, people. It just don't make sense. It's the same in darts. They've done this in darts as well, where there's a woman who's a man. Let's be real, who is a man, but you can tell he's a man because it's a fucking wig. You can tell it's a pretty wig on the fucking head. And he's been allowed to compete in like the women's dance tournaments. I know it's off topic. But luckily he's fucking awful. Luckily he's awful, so he can't compete with the fucking women in that dance tournament, in the dance series. But this is a different whole thing. This is a whole different thing. This is a whole new different thing, people. This is fucking boxing where you get killed in the fucking win. And this is absolute madness. This is absolute madness. And it's an absolute disgraceful, actually, that a man who's now transgender into a woman, well, it's a man. Well, it's a man, let's be real, who just wants to be a woman. That's the whole thing about transgender. Let's be real. His gender is still male, simple as that. And it's all ending in tears. I'm sorry, people. It's all ending in tears because there'll be one fight that will happen where it's a man who wants to be a woman against an actual woman, and the man who wants to be a woman ends up winning, and winning in devastating fashion, which could cause an injury to the actual woman, or even worse. And what do we do then? It should be banned all over the world, people. It should be banned all over the world. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's simply not right at all. Your transgender people, the transgender people will probably have a snowflake mentality saying it's not fair. We should be able to compete. No, you shouldn't. In darts, fair enough in darts, because there's a PT World Darts Championship competing where everyone's welcome. Like the men qualify for it, the women's, and I think it's 2 women qualify for it. Yeah, I have no problem if you compete in that and you're actually qualified. Because let's be real, that tournament is for men and women. So even if a transgender person does qualify for it, at the end of the day, they are still male or female because it meets the qualification criteria. This doesn't. You're putting a man in a female category sport. People be like, he's not a man though, he's transcending into a woman. He's a fucking man. He's a man, people. I'm sorry for swearing. If he's not a fucking dick, he's a man. He's a man, people. It's like a woman coming into the fucking men's category. If you see she's got fucking big fucking breasts, she's a fucking woman. It's a woman. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, people. It is absolutely madness, ridiculous, outrageous. How many words in the name? Disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. And it's all end in tears, people. It's all end in tears when an actual woman actually gets injured, or even worse, by a man who wants to be a woman. Ridiculous. It is ridiculous, people, and it needs to be stopped right now. It needs to be stopped right now. It needs to be banned all over the world. But it's the Americans for you. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit over there. They allow drug cheats in the boxing win. They will allow this as well. Because that's how they are. That's how they are, people. So I just thought I would give my reaction to it. Absolutely disgraceful. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video.